Good morning. Welcome to ATI Pro Media, powered by Advanced Trading. Thanks for joining us today. Live at 9 every morning, talking through the headlines. We got green on the screen today. That's fantastic to see. Your grain markets are bouncing back. We'll dive into those markets here real quick. Got some nice headlines built for you. Flash sale, some official map changes. Update your pull out that road atlas, update your maps, and get the old Sharpie out, make some cross them off, and make some adjustments there. We'll talk about safrinha corn planting, soybean harvest, export inspections yesterday. A lot going on in your markets. Let's go on to LaSalle Street, dive into your markets, and then we'll bring Connor B in here. March corn's up 4.25 cents, 4.86 and a quarter. March beans flat, 10.45. May up a penny. Soy oils bouncing back up 26 points. Meals flat to unchanged. Looking over at Chicago wheat, up 5 cents, 5.40 and a half. KC wheat's up a penny and three quarters at 5.55. Your feeder cattle markets up a buck on the March feeders, 276.20, and the January contract, which expires this week, at trading at 280 here this morning. Looking over at live cattle, February's up 60 points. April's up 90 points. Lean hogs up 95 in the April, up 50 points in the Feb. So green on the screen across the board there. Good to see. Looking at your energy markets, crude's up a quarter. Diesel is flat to unchanged. Nat gas down 14 cents. In your equities, the Dow is down 17 points. The S&P up 2 pennies. And the NASDAQ up 80 points after a volatile day, wild day in your equity markets yesterday. Gold's up, silver's up, the dollar's up, cotton's up. I don't know if there's anything else. Orange juice is down. That's the red on the screen I found. Here we go. Connor B, come on in here. Let's talk about Tuesday here. Turnaround Tuesday, bouncing back in the grain markets. Yep. How's it going, Connor?
It's good. And if anyone, if you've got a bad start to your Tuesday, maybe a bad start to the week, remember that you didn't lose $600 billion yesterday. It can always be worse, because that's what we saw with NVIDIA yesterday on the DeepSeek news. And it's the biggest market cap loss in history, Brady. It was like 590. It wasn't quite 600 billion, but lost 600 billion on the news of another AI that could potentially use less energy. So unbelievable.
Well, yeah, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. So if you're NVIDIA, definitely a rough day there. But they've had a banner year, though, Connor B. My goodness, that stock has just sailed and soared in 24. So is it just another healthy pullback there for NVIDIA? Buying opportunity? I don't know. We're not a stock market show.
No, we're not a stock market show. We're not an AI show. So let's get into what we know. We got a flash sale. 132,000 metric ton corn sold to South Korea, right? Always good to see. I always like seeing different countries pop up too, right? We know China, we know corn to Mexico. It's good to see other avenues as well. So we'll take it.
Yep, good to see that flash pop up there, that flash sale pumping out every morning. It's that time of year for corn. Let's talk about, I don't know, should we tie into inspections here right off of that? Should we jump on? You got some
exactly
graphic
what
there.
I was thinking. Yep. So we got corn, soybean, wheat inspections out. Corn inspections down from the previous week, but in line generally with where estimates were. But as you can see, healthy pullback from previously what we saw. Soybeans, on the other hand, a little bit outside generally the estimates range. Also, Brady, I saw
gotta play the sad trombone on that soybean chart. Look at that thing.
It was the worst volume for this week since 06 I saw. So again, it's we could hope for better, but we're generally following the trend. I guess if we're rooting for the trend, it'd be nice to see a little bit more soybeans go out the door right before that Brazilian crop comes online, and we really shut off on soybean exports.
Yep, little beacon of hope there. Maybe we'll get some sort of late sale or purchase that sends some more U.S. beans out the door before the world buyers switch over to buying that South American crop there. Yep. Speaking of South America, safrinha corn 1% planted versus 10% a year ago. That's a headline people are watching, looking at. But we've talked about it time and time again, Connor B, about not getting too caught up in a planting delay until it's I don't know. Is it too early to get caught up in a planting delay here?
I say, yeah, right. I learned from 24. It's too early for me, right? But time will tell, because it is significantly behind the 5-year average. We're well behind last year, right? That to me, the difference was we had delayed soybean planting this year in Brazil. We had it last year, but then soybean harvest and that safrinha corn crop went in very well. Now we're off to a little bit slower start. Along those same lines, the soybean harvest, right, 3.2% versus 8.6% last year. So getting a little bit slower start, but we've seen it before. We can move very, very quickly. The window of opportunity does not need to be as wide as it needed to be in previous years. So time will tell. I'm not getting bullish on any type of planning delays yet, Brady.
Okay. All right. Well, it's
If
exciting the
I'm
market. That's
yeah.
one of those factors that's kind of maybe exciting the market here a little bit. And is it an opportunity to go out there and move some grain, make some marketing decisions? I don't know. It'll all play out with time, right? It'll all play out with time.
Yep. Absolutely. And so, and again, the thing when, if we correlate it to U.S. planting, right? If we get the corn planted late, right, we see reduction in yield the later and later we get, right, until we kind of hit a window. Brazil, they very much have a window of opportunity because they see that dryness come in toward the, that, what would that be, like around May, that time frame. So the later they get that corn planted, it gets more and more concerning. So they do have to get it in at a good time, but we're still early. We're behind last year, but I still think we have time. But hey, who knows?
That's a good point. You don't want to underplay the importance of getting that crop in and actually in the ground and off to a good start, because it matters when that crop finishes up and hits that pollination grain fill time frame. That's important down there in South America. But 1% versus 10% it's still January on the calendar. We haven't rolled over into February yet, Connor B. So a couple more days here. I don't know. Maybe we'll get worried next week. We'll see where we're at.
There we go. I like it. So
hey, important stuff here going on. Officially, executive orders passing today. Gulf of Mexico is now officially the Gulf of America. So get your Sharpies out, update your road atlas, make that adjustment, that change.
I'm getting on Google Maps right now. Let's see if it's still called it.
When I checked this morning, it still was the Gulf of Mexico.
It's still the Gulf of Mexico. I'm sure Trump will be on
Maps.
Google here. Yeah, he'll get on him here soon. But Gulf, and what were the other ones? Is that Mount Denali in Alaska? Is that the biggest? Is that the biggest mountain in the United States? I think
the tallest, something like highest elevation, highest altitude, something like that. Joe's giving us some hand signals that we're trying to decipher down below. But yeah, good stuff.
Changing that one too, so all kinds of name changes. What?
Yeah, Mount McKinley, and that one was flip flop. I think was it Obama that changed it from Mount McKinley to Denali, and then Trump is changing it back from Denali to Mount McKinley. So a lot of updated maps going to be distributed out there, and be careful when you're navigating for the summer vacation, what you type in, where you're going to go, because it may, who knows where it's going to send you. If you're looking to go down to the Gulf of Mexico, I don't know where you're going to be going this summer.
Oh man, yeah, that's a good point. So interesting, just amazing headline. It's how did that get on President Trump's radar? I have no idea, but we'll see. Gulf of America going forward, though, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. Apparently, big important things happening. So.
Yeah, but
all right.
Okay.
What'd you do? So we had premium yesterday. Let's talk a little bit about what you did for premium yesterday, Connor B.
We talked crop budgets. Looking, I looked at Farm Doc. They release, I think a lot of them, they released their 2025 revised corn soybean crop budgets. And so I just wanted to have a conversation, right? I didn't look at the numbers because every operation's different. We can't, if we put a break even for one, it could be vastly different for someone else. But just kind of how we look at budgeting, it's very important, but it's also not the be all end all for me either, right? Sometimes I feel like when we talk break even analysis, right? How many companies do you know, Brady, that are trying to push? We have this software that you can get your break even down to the penny for this time of year. Okay, we don't know what the final price is going to be. We don't know what the final yield. We don't even know the crop insurance price yet. I'm not saying it's not important. It is, but let's make sure we keep it in focus. So that's the conversation I tried to have.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay. Well, as always, if you want to be a premium subscriber, you can sign up at atipromedia.com and subscribe $1 a day. Good value there for you. So good stuff coming out all the time. And we get the morning newsletter as well as text messages that come out with that subscription as well. So thank you for being a premium subscriber. Thanks for being a Pro Media customer.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Okay. We got one question. Let's get out of here, Brady.
Okay.
From Robert. Soybean shipments down, but isn't domestic use going well? Yes, I believe it is, right? We continue to see like NOPA crush numbers continue to break records. It's probably, if we go back 2 years ago, I would say we'd hope to be a little bit more, but it continues to be good. I don't know, if we see, let's say we see a big pullback in soybean exports, it's not enough to quite to upset that, but we got a long way to go, right?
Yeah, the domestic demand in the U.S., that's the best thing we got going for us here, is being able to chew through those bushels and add value to the American-grown products that we do, corn and beans. So that's a huge piece of our puzzle. I'm glad we don't have to ship all of it, 80% of it, out the door, out the Gulf, somewhere else, like some of those other countries have to. Ukraine, Argentina, South America, Brazil. A lot of those countries rely solely on exports to drive the price action for the value of their commodities that they grow.
Where we would be better off, in my opinion, to be a little bit more like Argentina. Not in a lot of things, right? Because Argentina's inflation is still something like hundreds of percent, but meaning that Argentina crushes the majority of their soybeans in house. They export meal oil, right? They're the number one soy oil exporter. They don't export the raw commodity. That's probably good for the U.S. if we could get to that model. Without some type of 45Z, any type of that mandate, it's going to be we got a long ways to go, but time will tell.
Time will tell. Time will tell. One last thing before we get out of here that was on my radar here this morning. Look at that energy price. I had some guys a couple weeks ago call me looking at diesel. Should I book my diesel needs for the coming year? Diesel's had a nice pullback here over the last couple of weeks. Guys, pay attention to those energy markets here before we head out.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, well, good stuff. Yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up, Brady. Everyone have a great day. As always, drop a comment, any questions. We love to answer them, love to talk about them. But yeah, go ahead and wrap it up.
Okay, I'll click the button here. See you tomorrow, Connor B.
See ya.